MD Prepper here, talking more about homemade winemaking. We're going to talk about various types of yeast. I'm not going to talk about all the types of yeast that are out there, just the ones I've used, the ones that are commonly available out there in winemaking shops, online, etc. And the first thing you'd say as a prepper if you're trying to cut costs is, can I just use standard baking yeast, Fleischmann's or Red Star that you can buy at the grocery store? Yeah, you can in a pinch if this is all you got, but don't do it. Don't penny pinch too much. Spend the extra cash on the better options. I had made my first couple of batches of what I called Ghetto Wine with just the basic ingredients, as absolutely basic as you could, using some basic baking yeast. It fermented, it was drinkable, it just wasn't all that good. There was not much to say about it. It was kind of flat, kind of bland. I wanted that though. I want to have something to compare it against when I started using more proper recipes. It makes a heck of a lot of difference using the proper gear and the proper yeast. And I've not been in this long, but only use this as all you got. Go ahead and order the stuff online. Now I'm going to go break things down piece by piece. These are the 5 main ones I've used. I've used a few others, but these are the ones I have a little bit of experience with. And pardon my pronunciation, I don't speak French, and I'm a southern boy. So first we're going to start with the yellow packet from Red Star. This is Pasteur Champagne. If you see that right there, hopefully that'll show up. Now, the name is misleading. This is not to be used with sparkling wine. So if you're looking to make champagne or a sparkling wine, not a good choice. But I'd say overall, this is probably the most versatile overall. Good with white wines, good for ciders, Cabernets, meads. Very neutral in flavor, doesn't really change things a whole lot. So this can be used for anything. It's also especially good with fruit wines, which, again, was what I recommend you start with for prepping and experimenting, is this stuff. If you're going to have lots of packets of anything, get this. Next, my second favorite is this EC1118 Lalvin. This one's also a very good one. This is apparently the go-to for sparkling wines and champagne. Comes in a little gray pack, silverish gray look to me. This is a very strong fermenter. This one comes out at about 18% alcohol maxing out. So if you want to make some kick butt, especially if it's sparkling, this is the way to go if you want to make things strong. Now I forgot to mention the Pasteur Champagne. That'll ferment anywhere up to 13 to 15% alcohol, so plenty decent there. So, but if you want sparkling and kick some butt, that's the way you want to go. Now another one, the blue pack here, and I don't know how, Premier Cuvée or Cuvier, I have no idea. Comes in the blue pack, also good for sparkling wines, champagnes, etc. will also ferment out to about 18% alcohol, and also good for restarting stuck fermentation. So if you're not making sparkling wine, if you screw up on your fermentation, you need to restart it. You might want to have extra couple packs of these around. Moving along, Montserrat, I guess. Montserrat, I have no idea. The red packet. This is a general good purpose, if you don't know what you need, and you don't want just this. It's all purpose, a little low on the alcohol fermentation, about 13%. Gives it more of a full-bodied kind of flavor, good for Chardonnays, Merlots, Syrahs, etc. If you're going to do fruit, I'd stick with this end, but also not a bad one to have around. And now I'm really going to butcher the name of the green one here. Côte de Blanc, I guess? I have no idea. The green pack. Anyway, this one tends to give you a sweeter wine. It leaves a lot of residual sugars left over, fruitier flavors, etc. Good in ciders and other things like that. I haven't used this one but about once or twice. Tend to favor probably these 3 that you see here on the bottom, and these are my backups to keep around. There are plenty of other things out there for yeast. There's things for sakes and other specific types of brews you want to make. But all these are relative in the same price range, roughly 65 to 70 cents a pack. You can get them in 5 and 10 packs, save a little bit on Amazon, some other places. Just buy what you want. It's worth the extra cost. Now, one pack of these, whichever one you want to use, is not 1 gallon of wine. Each one of these packs is good enough for a giant carboy of 5 gallons. So this will go a long way, especially if you're going to split up 2 or 3 batches. You can spread this out if you want to. I don't tend to do that. I just go ahead and pour the whole pack into my 1 gallon or 2 gallon batches at a time. I'd rather have too much yeast than not enough. So these are your options for basic stuff. Like I said, 60-70% cents extra to the cost of your wine, not a big deal, especially if you're making them in a 5 gallon. Go ahead and go with the good stuff, guys. Each one of these is good for about a year. You need to refrigerate it once you get it in the house. I've not had any problems with fermentation or stuck fermentations. And do I keep some of this around? Yeah, I bake a little bit, so I keep this around for that. But if I need it, I've got it. But the flavor's just not all that good with the standard baking yeast. Just don't go there. So first choice, second choice, third, and probably tied for fourth is either of these two. Just depends on what you're going to make. And there's plenty of other recipes out there and things. The yeast does make a difference, and I've seen that myself. Hope you found this useful. MD Prepper out.